Alright, well, welcome everyone to Piggypower. Highly requested episode here of how to removing the door cards on a 306. I think at least 3 people have requested this video. So, you know, I've done more for less. So we're going to take the door card off, just show you how. It's pretty simple. You're going to need either some Torx on T-bars, which I find really useful, or Torx bits for a screwdriver. But they're going to need to be pretty long. There's a reason, you'll see that. So if you had sockets that were Torx, like this, unless they were the extended type, would be no good. A couple of little screwdrivers, they're going to be handy. And some trim lever clip things, like these sort of things. Really useful to get the door card off. Now the door card essentially is not that secure, as you might think. There's clips that run all the way along here, dotted along, some of them are probably broken already. There is a Torx bolt that goes up there. There's one behind the switch. You have to take the trim off around there. Behind this plug there's another screw, and behind the speaker there's a few screws as well, as we'll discuss. And you have to get this cover off too. So we'll do that, show how easy it is, and hopefully you can do it with some confidence. This is a 3-door 306, but the connections, the bolt points are all actually pretty much the same. It's just this door card is longer, and the rears on the 306 are even easier. They pretty much just rip off in your hands, or fall off, as we find these days. So let's get into it. All right, let's get to it. So get my favourite trim clip removal tool, Edge. I've got a couple here I seem to sort of always go to. And we'll get the top cover off here, which if you had a manual, then this would have the manual adjuster in it. This has a little speaker in it, and these, they don't all come with speakers. So we might have to be unplugging that carefully. Let's do that. Just pull the plug out for the speaker. It's not difficult, he says. There we go. There's no clip or anything, it just literally pulls out from there. Or you could unscrew the speaker if you've glued it in, you're in trouble. But that's what they look on the inside. I've put some tape on there, or some hand has. I guess it rattled. It's a simple way to solve your rattling from there. So that's sorted. And then you've got access for your wing mirror if you ever take your wing mirror off. So that's cool. I'm going to take this trim off around. If you use a screwdriver, you'll find you'll probably break it or scratch it. These trim lever clips, tool things, are ever so cheap to get hold of, very useful. Put that aside. We're going to use our little screwdriver to get in behind this rubber bung here and pull that out. Looks like that. And that reveals a Torx, I'll show you in a second that. And then the same here. Now you can also easily damage it. You want a nice thin screwdriver, and get your trim clip removal tool thingy ready. There's a thin gap around the window mechanism, the window switch, sorry. And you have to really tease it up like that. There we go. Then it'll come up. It's only held in with, like, you know, bent bits of metal basically. And then this plug, I'll show you. So you can just see there's a grey section of the plug, the black piece. You push that in, and it releases. Okay, that's easy enough. Pop that back out of the way, and in there's also a Torx bit. So let's show you those screws in a moment, but we're just going to take the speaker cover off as well, because actually the speaker is screwed through the door clip. Oh good, that broke. Doesn't usually break, but that broke off nice, so that'll be rattling a lot now, I expect. Hang on. I had to warm this up to try and make it better. Oh yeah, that would be rattling like crazy. You generally find your speaker rattles often come from this. The clips go loose, and I warmed them up the other day to try and manipulate them, but that didn't work so good. Okay, so let's show you where all the screws are now. So there is one behind there. You can just see it in there. There is one there. There is one up there, and there is 3 usually around the speaker. So let's get those removed, shall we? I think so. So to be sure which size it is, I'm going to use this set. I'm sure they're T40s, T30s, sorry. Yeah, they are. So they're T30s, those two there, and this one here too. And it's a weird angle you have to go in at. It's not like square in. You have to give it a little feel, and then you're on it. So it's probably about 45 degrees up. Undo that screw all the way out. You'll find it might not just fall out because the hole there has like a little lip around it. As I say, you could get a socket and a gun in there, but your socket's going to have to be an extendable one, a long one, the actual bit on the end of it, to be able to get up in there. Let's see if we can now flick that screw out. It might just end up falling out when you get there. When you get the door card off. There she is. So that's what them looks like. Okay, so T30. Let's use the cheat gun. I am not ashamed to do that. Okay, another one. Another one. And then we're going to drop down in size from T30s. I'm sure these are T20s. Yeah, T20s and T30s, that's fine. I haven't forgotten where I belong. So let's get a T20 out. And bust off the speaker. These are longer screws. And they go through this into the door, and they look a bit like that. Okay, so then gently tease out the speaker, unplug your speaker, and push that aside somewhere carefully. Okay, now you notice now the door cards are quite loose, but you'll feel the tension from the clips, which should be there along here and here. So I'm going to release this one first. Again, you should better probably use trim lip clip removal tools wherever they are. Oh, there it is. That's my favourite one for this. And just get in under there and put the pressure there until it clicks. Find where your next one is. There we go. And the next one. You don't want to just try and rip the door off because you could break them. I'm going to put the pressure on each clip individually if you can. And then at this point, you lift up, like so, and it's off. So if you can see, on the inside of the door cover there's a lip here, and this goes in the seal up here. Sometimes the seal might come with the door cover, just to warn you that. A little lock there, that just slides through the hole. Nothing to worry about there. The early ones are a real pig. You need to fiddle around with a little screwdriver to flick them off and flick them on. And then our clips look a bit like this. So be prepared to have a couple spare. You might break one or two as they come off. But these all look in good condition, so that's good. So there we go. There's your door card removed. Obviously replacement is just a removal. Replacement is just a reverse of removal. So you just hook it back on, slide it down, bash your screws in, make sure your clips are all on, and Robert's your mother's brother. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and see my other videos. If you're watching this, you must have a Peugeot, so you probably like my other videos. See ya.